The school year is coming to a close, and with it, the first year of Advanced Placement African American Studies, an interdisciplinary class by the College Board that's attracted praise by professors and also fierce opposition from some Republican politicians. Laura is back now with a look inside one school where she spoke with educators, students, and experts.
At Bishop O'Dowd High School in Oakland, California, students file into Tony Green's classroom, papered with imagery of civil rights and the Black Power movement.
All right, so you guys take out your notebooks.
This is Advanced Placement African American Studies, a new pilot course.
The reasons for this migration, so the furthest map to your right, okay, that's a map of all the lynchings that had taken place, okay, in the South.
It's a curriculum that drew national media attention when, 3,000 miles away in Florida, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis called it indoctrination and banned it from Florida schools.
That is somebody pushing an agenda on our kids.
But in Oakland, juniors and seniors enrolled in the class don't see it that way.
I feel like it's very important as a person to know where your people came from and what they went through, and that isn't something that I found has been centered very much in other history courses I've taken.
The content of basic African American history course content, they cover Martin Luther King, they cover Malcolm X, they cover the transatlantic slave trade, and then they end it right there. And they basically say, okay, if you cover these three pillars, we're basically done.
Instead, this 4-part curriculum spans centuries, from ancient African kingdoms to the transatlantic slave trade, Reconstruction and the Harlem Renaissance, and modern civil rights movements.
I believe probably the primary thing that the students have taken away from the course is the level of leadership, intelligence, and competence that people of African descent, actually experienced during the history that we study.
Do you think that this course is political?
I don't think the course is political at all, any more or any less than American history is political.
For Green, it's the capstone of more than 30 years teaching African American studies at this private Catholic school.
So this book here, Miseducation of the Negro, is the book that everybody starts with, because he talks at the turn of the century about how the study of African people and their descent is never covered. So we're totally miseducated about who we are.
Texts like these are under threat in a national Republican campaign attacking books and teachings about race and LGBTQ identity.
Education, not indoctrination.
It took root in Florida, where DeSantis, now a presidential contender, signed legislation to dictate how Black history is taught in the state.
If you want to do things like gender ideology, go to Berkeley. Now, who would say that an important part of Black history is queer theory?
Backing the effort is Moms for Liberty, a national organization challenging hundreds of books across the country.
We challenged to date 252 library books.
Jennifer Pippin is a founding chair of the group in Florida's Indian River County. She supported changing the AP curriculum.
And when they pulled that AP American History course, they saw that there was a lot of critical race theory and also queer studies in there that had nothing to do with the African American teachings that were offered in that course.
She claimed the course lacked objectivity.
Look at both sides and, let's have critical thinking with this. So what they were discussing was, with the Black Lives Matter movement, where is the opposition? Where is the opposition? Is there a White Lives Matter movement?
Since Florida's announcement, 4 other Republican-led states launched similar investigations into the class, which Green said does not teach critical race theory or queer theory. It does teach about queer activists, like James Baldwin, who Willie Rogers calls a personal hero.
And that kind of idea of
Rogers chose Baldwin as a subject for his final research project. As a singer, songwriter, and music producer, he grew up admiring Baldwin's creative struggle. His mom, Adrienne, said she's seen a change in her son, including an interest in attending a historically Black college in the fall.
I've just seen a lot of growth, and it was just, that he was actually learning and he was enjoying learning.
They said attacks on the AP class are misguided.
They're thinking that if you learned about Black history, that it might be teaching some people to be anti-other races, and it's not.
To me, it just shows a lack of understanding for our culture and for, the importance of having different perspectives in our history. The same way, you'll have different perspectives in American history.
Growing up in Oakland is to be surrounded by that history, and students got the chance to see it up close. They tasted gumbo, a dish born in West Africa, passed down by enslaved people, and brought west. They took a field trip to study housing discrimination and redlining in the city, visiting the birthplace of the Black Panther Party and historic Black-owned businesses like this diner. It's been eye-opening for Junior Bella McKeag, who is worried about the censorship movement championed by DeSantis.
I'm learning so much, and honestly, it feels like it's been covered up, and I think a lot of it has on purpose. And I think that he wants to continue that and keep people ignorant, and I think this class is not helping him push his agenda, and that's why he's trying to silence this class.
You think he's trying to cover up this particular history, Black history?
Yes, I do.
And we're currently on Unit 4.
The original curriculum, given to Green and the other pilot teachers at the start of the school year, has since been revised. But Florida has not reversed its decision. Green stands behind the original framework.
It's revolutionary, engaging, and vitally important, especially in this day and age. Social divisions have been a part of the entire colonial experience. Social divisions have been a part of slavery, right? Reconstruction, Jim Crow, right? The Black Code, Civil Rights Movement. So why would we possibly think that things would be any different right now unless we work on erasing those social divisions? And the only way to do that is through education.
What does it feel like as a Black man to be able to teach this course?
A lot of pride. That we've come this far, we struggle. We still got a lot longer to go. But, a lot of pride.
More students will have the chance to enroll in AP African American Studies this fall, as it expands from 60 schools this year to more than 800. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Laura Barone Lopez in Oakland, California.